Eva felt a shiver run across her skin as his breath lightly touched her. With a deep sigh, Eva paced back and forth, realizing this was her last chance to reconsider. An hour later, Gage returned to the kitchen, contract in hand, neatly printed and bound. "All right, I told Mr. Park to wait another hour," Gage stated, taking a seat across from Eva. "So, any change of heart?" He raised an eyebrow elegantly. After a brief gaze, she spoke, "No." Gage simply smiled in return. "Very well, take a look at this first." He handed her the papers. "You have a month to decide whether to marry me or not. Even if you don't accept my main proposal, I'll accept Mr. Park's offer and give you what you desire. However, during that month, I have my conditions. They're all outlined there." He gestured towards the folder and suggested she read. Eva nodded and began reading, nerves giving way to satisfaction with the contract's content. But the clauses outlining his conditions were still ahead. Finally, she reached the awaited section. Condition number 1, Party A must give Party B one kiss every night. A mental explosion seemed to reverberate in her mind. She felt her brain stall. Peering over the paper, she silently questioned if he was serious about this. Suppressing her urge to ask, she managed to stay composed. "About this one kiss." Gage nodded, his gaze locked on her. "Exactly as it sounds, pet. Just one kiss every night," he grinned, his tone teasing. "It shouldn't be too difficult, right?" Eva's mouth worked soundlessly, struggling to find words. Eventually, she stammered, "You mean, it's only going to be one kiss?" He nodded, dark eyes sparkling with mischief and mystery. Taking a deep breath, Eva continued reading. Consequence: if condition number 1 is not met, Party A will face consequences, determined by Party B. Eva's eyebrows furrowed as she looked up at him before returning her focus to the paper. Punishment for failing condition number 1, Party B initiates the kiss and can do so as long and however they wish. Party A has no right to deny. Her inner turmoil grew with each clause she read. What is with these absurd conditions, she thought, urging herself to calm down and finish reading. Condition #1.1, Party A must not touch Party B while kissing. Consequence: if condition #1.1 is not met, Party A fulfills a request of Party B's choosing. Eva looked at Gage with suspicion, finding him leisurely resting and observing her. Condition number 2, Party A will be Party B's companion every night. Eva choked at the revelation. Her gaze narrowed. She didn't expect this request, given their earlier conversation. She remembered his assurance that he wasn't keeping her for such reasons. Why then these intimate demands? Gage caught her look and seemed to comprehend her thoughts. "Don't jump to conclusions, pet. There's a footnote, read it." He indicated the bottom of the paper. Footnote: the term companion is defined literally. Eva blinked in confusion. What? Eva's astonishment was palpable as Gage nodded with a smile. "Indeed, quite literally. You'll be warming my bed, using your body, to make it comfortable and cozy, every night," he explained. Eva's ability to respond seemed to have deserted her. What kind of person was he? Consequence: if Party A fails to fulfill condition number 2, Party A must allow Party B to carry out an intimate act. A surprised cough escaped Eva as she almost choked on her own saliva. Condition #2.2, Party A cannot touch Party B while fulfilling condition number 2. Consequence: if Party A fails condition 2.2, Party A must grant a request from Party B. Condition number 3, Party A must reside with Party B for the designated period, 1 month. Condition number 4, Party A must return home before dinner each night. Condition number 5, Party A cannot engage with any other man during the stipulated period, 1 month. Consequence: if Party A breaches conditions number 3, number 4, and number 5, Party B can choose a punishment for Party A, who must accept it. Additional details: Party B must not take any action on Party A without Party A's consent. Party B must avoid any form of harm towards Party A. If Party A breaches the consequences thrice, Party B can terminate the contract, and Party A will be responsible. Eva turned the pages and found this to be the final condition. She flipped through the papers once more, just to be sure there were no other clauses she had missed. "Is that all?" she questioned, doubting the legitimacy of it all. Gage smirked mischievously. "Want more, pet?" "No, I mean this. Don't worry, pet. As long as you follow the conditions, you won't face the consequences. But the decision is yours. So, are you going to sign?" Time's ticking. Gage glanced at his wristwatch. "You still have 10 minutes. You can use that time to think it over and back out if you wish, Eva." Her inner thoughts seemed to wrestle with her decision. Are you really doing this? Her inner voice questioned. Eva firmly answered, yes. But don't you find these conditions suspicious? They're ridiculous. Who asks for a literal bed warmer? True, but maybe he has a reason. People have odd preferences. Maybe he's paranoid about heaters. Or perhaps Mr. Acheron can only sleep in a warm bed. But why did he ask for only one kiss and no touching earlier if this was his intention all along? I don't have time for this. Revenge is my goal, and this is my best option. I'll do anything. A bitter smile played on Eva's lips as she resolved to go through with it. This was her chance, and she wouldn't back down. The rumors had tarnished her name. Rejecting this deal would delay her chance for revenge even more. She had no better alternative. She'd do whatever it took to achieve her goal, as long as Gage kept his word. With determination, Eva placed the paper on the table. Taking the pen, she paused briefly before signing. Remember, once you sign, there's no turning back, Gage warned softly as Eva prepared to sign. Her gaze flickered up to him, hands hesitating. I'm fully aware, Mr. Acheron. I've signed countless contracts, I know the deal. Besides, this one is quite straightforward. I don't need a lawyer to decipher it. Gage leaned back, interlacing his fingers. You're a brave woman. Consider yourself informed. His grin grew wider. He leaned in, whispering into her ear, but remember, once this contract is signed, you can't escape. This was his final reminder. I have no intention of running. As long as you uphold your promise not to harm me, I'll meet your conditions and do my job. Good, you're learning. Gage's smile met her gaze, and as she looked down, she boldly signed the paper. All right, now that everything's settled, Gage's voice broke the silence. Let's move on to. He reached out, his fingers deftly sweeping her glasses from her nose in one swift motion. Getting rid of these, he added with a playful grin. Eva's eyes widened in surprise, and she protested, wait, what? She couldn't fathom why her innocent glasses were suddenly relevant to this conversation. The unexpected gesture had caused a surge of unease in her, prompting her to fiddle with her glasses to settle her racing heart. Gage stood with a leisurely air, his words carrying a sense of purpose. We're going out, pet. Get ready. Mr. Acheron, Eva resisted his directive, positioning herself in his way and raising her gaze to meet his with a determined expression. Considering that I'll be living with you now, I believe it's time for you to stop using pet. I do have a proper name. Please use it. Gage tilted his head to the side, a slow and captivating smile curving his lips. Of course, if that's what you wish. His voice dipped into something alluringly sinuous as he uttered the next two words, Eva, darling. Eva's cheeks flushed a deep shade of red as she blinked in astonishment. His half-smile held a touch of wickedness as his gaze locked onto her. You seem to like that. Her voice came out much louder and more fervent than she intended as she retorted, absolutely not. Ah, what a pity. I rather preferred that one, he mused, offering her a playful wink before slipping away from her grasp with an almost ethereal swiftness. Wait a moment, Mr. Acheron, she called out when she saw him heading towards the main entrance. But he paid her no heed. Gage, he paused and glanced over his shoulder. I'm currently in my pajamas. I can't possibly go out like this, she reasoned, a note of incredulity tinging her voice. Gage's gaze swept over her from head to toe, and he nodded approvingly. You actually look quite charming in those pink pajamas. I don't see why not. Eva shot him a heated glare, refusing to entertain such a suggestion. Inside Eva's apartment. While Eva busied herself packing her belongings, Gage casually surveyed her living room. With her packing done, Gage finally broke the silence. Do these possessions hold sentimental value for you? He inquired, leaning against the wall as he gestured to her luggage. These are important to me, she retorted. He paused, a remark on the tip of his tongue, but he seemed to think better of it. Very well. It's fine if you wish to move everything over, he conceded with an accommodating smile, bending over to effortlessly lift a couple of her boxes. Eva tugged on her baggage, and they left her apartment. As they approached the elevator, however, she abruptly turned and clutched onto Gage's arm. She had noticed some suspicious movements further down the corridor and recognized some familiar equipment. Reporters are here, she warned urgently. Eva hissed with a mixture of annoyance and frustration, her grip on Gage's arm firm as she dragged him back into her apartment. As the door clicked shut behind them, Eva regarded him with a serious expression. Gage, I can't afford for them to see me with you. I don't want your reputation to be tarnished by my association, especially considering your recent elevation in position. My name is already in ruins, and it's going to stay that way until I can prove my innocence. I need you to go ahead without me. I'll wait here until they give up. They won't hang around forever, she added, a bitter smirk playing on her lips. You're avoiding being seen? Gage questioned, his voice tinged with a touch of amusement. Yes, I want them to believe I've disappeared, Eva responded, a glint of determination in her eyes. And then you'll reappear out of nowhere like a vengeful antagonist rising from the shadows? Gage raised an eyebrow, looking at her intently. Well, that doesn't sound too bad, does it? She replied, a flicker of uncertainty passing through her gaze. Gage leaned against the wall nonchalantly. So, you're waiting for the right moment to strike, like a game of chess. Clever move. Yes, Eva hissed vehemently. I'll toy with them, drag things out, just like they've been doing with my life. I'll make them think I'm gone, lull them into a false sense of security, and then hit them when they least expect it. It's only fair, don't you think? I'm going to savor this game. Gage's lips curled into a wicked smile. How devious. I like it. I assume this building is also owned by your adversaries. Otherwise, reporters wouldn't have made it up here so easily, he remarked casually, prompting a flash of anger in Eva's eyes as she clenched her fists. Yes, the entire complex belongs to my ex-fiancé's grandparents, she replied icily, her voice dripping with venom. I see. It all makes sense now. Inside Eva's wardrobe. Is this all you have? He inquired, rubbing the back of his neck when she nodded. Where are your dresses? He asked with a note of exasperation. Eva motioned to another corner of the wardrobe. Gage blinked at the row of formal, knee-length dresses. You want me to blend in, she said before an idea struck her. Leave it to me. She promptly ushered him out of her closet, a grin spreading across her face. After shutting the closet door behind him, Gage chuckled soundlessly, shaking his head. He dialed a number on his phone. Get Eloise to this address immediately, he ordered without room for delay. A few minutes later, Eva emerged from her closet. Gage, having moved to the living room, was now seated leisurely on the sofa, one leg crossed over the other. He looked up and stilled as he took in her new appearance. Dressed in a loose white hoodie, baggy military print pants, and accessorized with black sunglasses and a face mask, she appeared entirely transformed from her earlier formal, prim demeanor. Nobody will recognize me now. Let's go, she declared confidently. Gage approached her, his expression thoughtful. I don't think so, pet, he said, removing her sunglasses. The experienced ones will spot you immediately and mob you. Your disguise might work for regular people, but these reporters are professionals. Eva's determination was clear as she argued, I don't think anyone will see through this. As long as they can't capture my face in their photos, it should be fine. But they've already blocked the exit, Gage reminded her, a hint of scorn in his voice. The moment they see you, they'll swarm you. They might even pull your mask or hoodie off. Don't underestimate their skill at spotting disguises. I won't let them do that. You should leave first. We can't be seen together. I need to protect your reputation from any scandal at all costs. It's the least I can do. Gage shook his head. I won't leave you here. Please, just listen to. He pressed a finger to his lips. Hush, Eva. Let me show you a better way out of this mess you're in.